Ciao ragazzi, eccoci stasera con una nuova chiacchierata per fare la conoscenza con un altro dei protagonisti della prossima Red Bull XAlps 2025. Attesissima 12ª edizione della più appassionante gara di I Can Fly al mondo. Quest'anno FIVL con i suoi canali e con il sottoscritto è stata invitata formalmente e accreditata come media press nella competizione. Quindi saremo presenti nei giorni preparatori allo start, durante la gara e poi durante lo svolgimento saremo di nuovo live con i teams, i piloti, gli organizzatori che man mano avranno modo di collegarsi con noi. Ok, siamo pronti? Questa sera non indugiamo oltre, siamo pronti per parlare con... Ok, questa sera siamo con Hannes Papesh di FI, bellissima intervista con lui. Thank you, Hannes, for joining us. Thank you.
Ja, grazie. Sì.
Bene. Okay. So, Hannes, we are here to talk about this fantastic race that is going to start in a few weeks now, the Red Bull XAlps 2025. So, you have how many pilots flying with your wings?
We have two pilots this time. So Christian and Ondra. Ondra was already flying last year, but as you remember, he had he wanted to go his own line and was flying south directly after takeoff, and yeah, it was not so successful down there. It's normally a race track down in this on this valley, but in this situation, he just found himself in the rain. And then he was the last one, and he could catch up a little bit on the next day, but finally he didn't succeed because he didn't take the night pass, and so he was he had to go out. Yeah, and so he wants to show this time that he is able to fly further on. And of course, we know he's a super good pilot, Ondrej Bohaska, and he did a lot of training. Did extremely good cross-country flights with the light glider. He will fly with the Scala 2 light. He was flying over 300 kilometers just in the last days. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and of course, a part of that is accurate champion and whatever. So we're looking forward to watch him. But of course, the big challenge for him, as well as for many others in the field, is just the age. So we see our gray beards. So yeah, we're getting older. So, but he can be sure about lots of men or people just also have the same experience, and so we keep the fingers crossed to. And we all wish him that he is able to show his skills, and maybe it's the last time he can compete. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to watch him.
To see him, yes, absolutely.
On the other hand,
pilot?
Yeah, as Ondra is very experienced because he was himself supporter and then now athlete as well. And the other one is Christian Schuck. You may remember last year, as we were all watching the X-Pure, he was the one who had this extremely interesting final. So he was the one who took another route at the final and nearly won the competition because of this alternative route. So he's a rookie from South Germany. And he was showing extremely good flights, also 300 kilometers triangles in an area which is not very common for this. Yeah, and for him, we now specially certified the big size of the Scala 2 Lite, the Scala 2 Lite 20. And yeah, so in his situation, he can only surprise because he's a rookie, and we all know for rookies, it's never easy in XAlps. Yeah. Normally, rookies just have to pay for their inexperience. And yeah, let's see. Kinga, who was competing for us last, I think 3 times. This time is not in the field, maybe because she just bought a house near Feltre. Regards to Kinga, all the best. Super nice house. And yeah, Ogi, the Japanese star pilot, was competing for us in the early days, but he told me that they told him he's too old. So he's now over 60, but he's nearly, still super fit. So, and yeah, it would have been interesting to watch Ogi doing it because he was already in goal in his early days. And yeah, so the age is not everything. So he was very good in tactics and knew the length of the challenge. And yeah, but who knows? Maybe he's coming back once.
Yeah, because for sure it's a race where you have to be fit for so many days. So it's something that you have to master, absolutely. Yeah. Kinga, I saw her, she did also a fantastic flight recently.
Crazy. She's such a nice pilot. It is unbelievable. Yeah.
True, absolutely. So, going back to the wings, my question is: do you prepare the wing tailored on the pilots for the XAlp, or they are using the standard wings?
No, they are standard wings. So we don't build special versions like some manufacturers build special versions from very thin folio material, which is not really lasting. So you can fly 2 or 3 weeks the competition, and then you can almost waste it. There are a little concerns from my side because we had the experience that these materials are very sensitive to rain. So let's have a look how they behave in rain. So maybe this is the Achilles. Do you call it in Italy Achilles ferse? Do you know the place where Achilles? Yeah, the place where Achilles had his weak point. So maybe this is the weak point of this technology. The gliders are lighter, but maybe they don't fly in rain. So let's see how the judges will judge it, because we had already in the competition in France lately they were very hysteric about the raining, and could be because of these materials on the wings. And let's see, it's hard to avoid because there's some you meet some drops quite often when you do these big distances, and sometimes most of the time they're harmless, just a few drops, doesn't matter. But let's see. So we just build gliders, we just fly with absolutely normal serial gliders. The philosophy behind that is that we don't want to just show off. We just want to demonstrate the pilots that you can fly with the same equipment as these top heroes in the XAlps competition. So nothing super special. And even more than that, the Scala 2 is a C wing. So it's been classified C. And so more or less we are flying a different class. So all the others are flying in D and we are flying in C. But this Scala was also the first generation specially constructed for XAlps. It's a racer, it's a fast wing, which you can fly against, because most of the time you fly against the wind. And it is super stable, which is very important in this long-lasting long duration competitions, because you're losing concentration, you're losing fitness, and so the wing has to be very safe and relaxed.
Yeah, to help the pilot, sure, absolutely.
You have, right.
Yeah,
When it's too demanding,
not 1 day or 2 days competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. And Hannes, what do you think? We see for sure so many new, let's say, features of the wings during the past years, and we know that the XAlp is always a very good show off for all the new things. But you believe there will be more news talking about wings or talking about harness in this new XAlp?
Yeah, I think this will be the XAlps of the harnesses. So interesting wise, both of our pilots are flying the ascendance harnesses from the young French manufacturers. We just met them in Saint-Hilaire last time. Also Aaron is flying those harnesses. Interesting, right? And as far as I've seen it, so I didn't fly it myself. So Benny, one of our test pilots, was flying it just yesterday, and he was very positively surprised. It's a pod harness or a submarine kind harness, and looks very clean and convenient. And yeah, let's see, but this is an important point also, because as we have been just talking before, it's a long duration competition, and it has to be convenient and safe and stable. And yeah, harness is, as we know, a very important factor when it comes to performance. And yeah, as we will see, some top favorites are not flying the newest generation of harnesses. So this will be a disadvantage. And yeah, we will check it out.
We will see at the end. Yes.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Hannes, about the route that they announced this year? I mean, it looks to be quite tough because having to cross the Alps 4 times up and down, and then the Via Ferrata and so on. So,
yeah, interesting. Just going south at the beginning to the Dolomites. Anyway, it's interesting because now in the Switzerland, normally I'm from North Tyrol, and the South Tyrolean Dolomites are one of the most beautiful mountains on the world, and the Swiss don't really know it. So it's good to show the Swiss once again the Dolomites, and yeah, it's a crazy route. So I will try to check out some pilots flying, but it's hard. When I tried it sometimes, but they are so fast that it's difficult to follow them on the ground when they are flying.
Yeah.
And yeah, super interesting. Of course, it's a pity that we don't land not anymore in Monaco as we did in the early days. But yeah, Zell am See is still a lake, and has still a very nice beach with hotels and everything, and a super nice view to the glacier, and so it's a good replacement for Monaco. But the original version from Salzburg to Monaco had of course its charm. Yeah.
Also, yes, absolutely. Yeah, this time with also this cross point in St. Moritz, I'm very curious to see because there are also a lot of air spaces to go through, so it will be like a snake road.
At first time, we were always flying the Karwendel, so Zugspitze, from east to west. And now, first time, they have to fly Zugspitze, so just our area from west to east. So against these valley winds in the afternoon and the east wind in the flats and so on. And this is getting really a challenge. And we have, in Innsbruck, we have the CTR. So just this is the big wall you cannot pass. And that's where I live normally. So that's exactly my home area. And this is getting interesting. So
interesting, yeah. Hannes, will you have also a team following the race, or the two pilots are going with their own teams?
Yeah, let's see. So last time I was on the camping place on the last night, then I was on the takeoff, and I try to follow, but sometimes you're just you're too slow, so it's difficult. But when you try to do it, you see what extremely challenge this is for the supporters. So because sometimes, especially when you go over the main ridge, so if he can make it, or she, so if he or she can make it or not, means, don't know, 3-4 hours of driving all around. So it's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All the interview I made with the pilots, they told me that they have 2 or even 3 cars because with all this valley to cross, they have to have one car in one valley, one in the other. Otherwise, maybe they have to wait 4 or 5 hours for the supporter to arrive.
Right. And you have to be there on place, and it's really difficult, especially for those who have not the big possibilities to have such big teams. Yeah, so let's try to help maybe here and there. Let's see.
Yes. Okay, so Hannes, thanks very much for this kind interview. We are gonna see you at the start, I believe. Are you gonna be?
Yeah, this time I take my glider with me, because last time we didn't think that it's possible to fly, and finally so many pilots were taking off afterwards, and it was so great in the air. But I just left my glider in the car because I thought it's raining. But this time I will be there with my wing, and hopefully it will be a big festival. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I will be there too, and I will look for you to say hello in person.
Yeah, looking forward. Yeah, super. See you. Yeah.
Okay,
Bye bye
so
to everyone.
thanks very much, and see
Yeah.
you in Kitzbühel.
Ciao,
Bye.
buonasera. Ciao.
Grazie.